Hey everyone, this is Stacey Natal from the Life Happens Now with Stacey Natal YouTube channel. I'm an artist, photographer, educator, and coach based in New York City. And today I want to talk about photographers and how to know what area to specialize in. So let's get started. So I see this happen a lot with if you're new to photography, you're thinking like, well, I love to take photos. I want to start my own business, but how do I know what to specialize in? So what I would suggest is to try everything, because a lot of times when we think about it in our heads, it's so different than what it actually is in real life. So clarity comes from doing. So in the beginning stages, say yes to everything. So it's say yes to photographing kids' birthday parties, special events like graduations, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, things like that. If you like photographing adults, like maybe you can be a second shooter at a wedding, or like a corporate conference, or maybe headshots. Try headshots. If you love animals, try pets. Maybe there's so many different things that you can photograph. You can do architecture. You can work with a realtor and, photograph interiors. Whatever it is, try everything. Or maybe you're considering being a fine art photographer. What is it that you like to photograph? Is it florals and flowers in nature like me? Or is it something else? So I would suggest just try everything, and then you'll weed out the things that you like and the things that you don't like. And then once you know the things that you like, you can do more of those and then do less or even eliminate the others. So for example, like over 10 years ago, when I started doing photography professionally, the first request I got was for headshots. I had never done it before, but I was always photographing people, like my kids and their friends and things like that. So I said yes, and I did it. And I thought it was okay. It was good. So I did some of that. And then I fell into theater photography because my daughter at the time was in a theater program and wanted to photograph her show. Then I got hired to photograph the shows afterwards. So even when she wasn't in the program anymore, I got hired to photograph the shows. Now, this was a great fit for me because I love theater. I love going to Broadway shows. I love musicals. And even though this was community theater, most of it was musicals. And I got to see like the back end stuff on like what it is to direct the show and, the staging, the lighting, all of that. Because a lot of times I would photograph during dress rehearsals because it was much easier than to photograph during a live show. I also was doing photographing kids, mostly kids and sometimes families, but I learned I really prefer to photograph kids and even at a certain age. So in the beginning, take on every age and then you'll see what it is that you prefer. So for me, I like the 8 years old and under. So between 3 years old and 8 years old, that at that time was my perfect ideal age of the kids that I like to photograph. I found once they hit 9, they got a little more self-conscious and it just wasn't as easy or as enjoyable, or they weren't having as much fun. But you know what? Sometimes photographers like teenagers and then they'll do senior portraits. Now, the funny thing is, when I first heard of like senior portraits, I thought they meant senior citizens. I didn't know that was a thing because here in New York, that's not a big thing to do senior portraits. But in other parts of the United States, it is a big deal. So senior portraits are like a high school senior, and you do a special portrait for them to commemorate that time of year for them, like before graduation. So try that out. Try doing photographing graduations. So try all different things and see what resonates with you. So again, like I wanted to get more into events. So I started with kids, and then out of that developed photographing bar and bat mitzvahs. So I did that for a while. I really liked it. I liked the variety of not only photographing people, but photographing the decor, photographing the details and all of that. But then it got to a point where I was like, okay, this isn't as fun because towards the end, it's like a lot of dancing. It's not as creative. Like, how many times can you photograph people dancing? But that was just me. Some people really love that. So then I was more interested in the entrepreneurial and business side of things. So I thought it would be really good and fun to photograph online entrepreneurs because that's what I was interested in, more of the online business structure. So I did a lot of personal brand and event photography for entrepreneurs. And that's like, see, there's just like a progression. So you have to start somewhere first to know what you actually like, what you enjoy. So also, like, I photographed one wedding. I knew didn't like weddings, but I said, okay, to one wedding. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm confirmed. I know I don't like it. But there are some people that love weddings. So people don't come to me for pets, for weddings, things like that, because first of all, I'm not a pet person and I don't like weddings. So it's better for the client to have a photographer that loves what they're doing. So that's my tip for you today is to, if you're first starting out, try everything and then see what you like and see what you don't like, and then start to narrow down what it is that you really do like and do way more of that, and then get known for that. And that's how you'll get more clients, and that's how you'll be known for that specific genre. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions, put it in the comments below, and let me know what kind of photographer you are and what it is that you love to photograph and what it is that you don't like to photograph. Let's discuss. So thanks so much for being here. Again, I'm Stacey Natale, and you're here on the Life Happens Now with Stacey Natale YouTube channel. I'll see you again in the next video.